maybe showed like a lopsided score, but just some things that you're seeing on tape. We don't have a lot to go off of as far as preseason. Take a look at some of those games, but with the new starting quarterback, you try to look at tape. Again, kind of in the same situation we were in last week. So, but, they've got some guys, obviously, LaShawn McCoy, very talented, and a number of their guys. So it'll be a great challenge and a hostile environment for us.
Does it make your job harder to not have film for Josh Allen the same way as last week?
Well, I think, every week there's challenges that present themselves. You have a new offensive coordinator for a team and then a new quarterback for a team. So, there's that aspect that you're looking at.
What's the key to stopping Josh as a runner? He's a big physical guy.
Yeah, he is. He's big and strong. That you do see that on tape where he has the ability to run, extend plays, and get yardage. He'll do it any time. He'll do it first and second down. They have a run play designed for him. They have, in 2 minutes he'll take off and run. So he's just a big, strong guy that when you see him step up in the pocket, you see a quarterback that's got really good poise. I mean, you can tell he's big on tape, and he stands up there. But if he doesn't like something, he also has the ability to extend the play and using his legs. So, I think you just have to have great awareness with their defensive line.
Does he remind you of anybody that you faced in the past?
Without, actually going against him, it's hard. We talk about his size and, his arm strength. Very strong arm. Very strong arm.
With Bosa out, how can you sort of increase pressure on this quarterback, stunts, blitzes?
Yeah, you know what? I think we are who we are. I think you're going to see a guy like Uchenna get some more reps as a defensive end in situations just to keep those guys fresh in those situations that present themselves. So, I think we just need good push up in the middle, and with a quarterback like this, we've got to, if it's going to be a passing game, those four, we got to rely on those guys. So keep them fresh, I think, is the biggest part.
What is learning for Uchenna playing that base defensive end position?
Well, it's he kind of divides his time up, and now this week he's spending a little bit more time with Giff and with the defensive line. He's had a good week of practice. I think that's more probably his natural position. We knew he could rush. The idea was, can he also be an outside linebacker for us? So I think for him, where he's getting more reps is that it's probably more in his comfort level.
What was the reason he only played 2 snaps last week? Was it just matchup issue?
Yeah, I think just some of the things that we saw. I think as we look back at it, is one of the things we said, you know what, we can find a way to get him on the field. And, we really didn't know what type of game it was going to be last week. This week, because of, where we're at, I think now we're devoting more time for him to play some defense line. He'll still play outside linebacker, but he's spending more time in there so that we can get him on the field more.
How did you grade your pressure last week?
Not that what we had hoped. I thought like in that 3rd and 6 to 10 range, it was pretty good. We got some pretty good pressure, but there was a lot of quick game, some RPOs, where they're getting out of their hands quick, but there were some shots too, where we didn't get to them. So, I think we look at it based on, how many drop back passes and play action passes, and did we affect the quarterback? So we'd always like that number to be a little bit higher.
Last week was the first we saw of Justin Jones. What did you see out of him? How do you fare?
You know what? Really, all 3 of those guys, we felt like in the game played pretty well. Derwin, JJ, Kaiser, those guys, and I think JJ is a guy that he's naturally gifted. I think he can go in there and play. And I might have mentioned this during training camp. I think we felt like it's not going to be too big for him. And the way he played, it wasn't too big for him.
How did you evaluate Isaac?
I think Isaac, sometimes you get caught as a coach to say, okay, Joey's not there, Ike's in there, and you compare. But they're different players. Ike is going to give you really, really good solid snaps. He's going to be exactly where you need to be, and he's going to make plays doing that. And now we just got to get him to say, all right, we need more from you. We need more from you. So I think as he gets more reps and more playing time, we'll see that because we saw it in training camp and we saw it in preseason.
Coach, a big emphasis during the offseason was stopping the run. You guys were able to stop Kareem Hunt last week, and now you guys get Shady McCoy. What have you seen from him in the tape?
Well, Shady, he can hit it north and south and break it for a big one, or he can cut back against the grain, So the big message to our guys is all 11 guys. They've got to get to the ball. And then the backside pursuit guy's got to be really aware of his ability, if he sees a soft edge or a short edge, to cut back against the grain. So I think, all 11 guys really have to be aware of where he is. And even though they're in the backside pursuit, they got to keep an eye on where he's at.
What are your impressions of Tremaine Edmonds? Have you seen him at all?
No, I have not watched him, the game last week, but I know he's very talented. We really liked him coming out of the draft.
What stood out about him?
Well, I mean, he's, I don't know exact size, but he's 250, 6'3". I mean, he's got great length. He's got speed. So those attributes for a linebacker. I'm sure he's probably going through some of the same things our guys are, that you see some flash plays and then you see some where he's got to learn. But, it'd be unfair for me to comment because I haven't watched him.
I guess in general, with prospects that are that young, 19, 20 years old, does that get you more excited as a coach in terms of this is a guy that you can really mold?
I don't know if you look at it that way. I think you look at more just what's this player's skill set and how do we best utilize his skill set. I think, and that's with every player on our defense.
Last week was Derwin's first game. What were your impressions of him? How well did he play?
Well, Derwin last week, he played quite a bit of strong safety. We had him play free safety last week. So there was a couple plays where they took some shots, and I thought he did a good job on the deep balls. I think if we can continue to build that flexibility with him where he plays free, he plays some strong, and, to keep him where he can play middle and play quarters, and he can also play in the box, the more that you can do will just be more helpful for us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Denzel, are you disappointed you don't get to play against Peterman this week?
Oh, man, it don't matter who they got back there. I'm just, it's another week, man, another team. Get to redeem myself from last week. The goals will be 1-0 this week.
When you look at Josh Allen, Coach Gus talked about big physical guy that can run. How do you get him down?
We just got a gang tackle, man. We got a gang tackle, and we got to get to him first and foremost. And if we do get out of the pocket, we all just got to rally.
Does he remind you anybody that you faced in the past in terms of his stature and the way that he runs?
Nah, I can't think right off the top of my head. But he is big and strong, though.
You've gone up against quarterbacks in your career in their first start. How difficult is that to prepare when you don't have that much film on them?
Man, you got to watch preseason. Everybody playing preseason, and that's exactly what we did. We had to go back and watch preseason. And if you really want to get in depth, you can go back and watch when he was in college.
What did you learn about him while watching that film?
Like I said, like he just said, and Coach Gus said, he's a big, strong, physical quarterback, and if he doesn't have a window open, he's not afraid to run, and we got to bring him down.
With Joey being out, is that something that kind of trickles to the rest of the defense too, not having him there?
Nah, man. We're gonna miss him, but it's next man up mentality. Isaac Rochell, I have all the faith that he's gonna come in and do it as needs to be done.
How do you feel you guys played as a defense last week?
I feel like we played all right, man. We left some plays on the field, obviously, and I feel like we just got to tackle a little better. Make sure we really detailed in our work.
You spent a lot of time around Uchenna. What do you like about the way he prepares in the classroom and practice? What's impressed you about him?
He's a student of the game, man. He asks a lot of questions on the field. If he does mess up, he still asks questions, and he's full speed.
Did you watch Tremaine Edmonds at all when he was in college or when kind of during the
Nah, I think I actually played against him. I don't know how long ago that was, but I actually played against him before. But I remember when they played against Miami, I saw, how good of an athlete he was, and the stature that he has, and he's just so young. So he's a great player, and he should play in this league for a long time.
Is it unusual, I guess, to see a guy of that size move like he does?
No, I'm from Miami, so.
Have you played in this stadium before in Buffalo?
No, I haven't, but I've seen a lot of videos on social media. Heard the fans, some diehard fans out there. So I'm kind of excited to drive in the stadium, see them jumping on tables and people caught on fire. And I heard they may throw stuff at the bus. So, like I said,
You guys really embrace that. That kind of seems to be you.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm from Miami, man. I done been to. This was Pop One, a true story. Like, we actually beat this team, like, down south, and they threw rocks at that bus. So, it's all right. Beer cans, all that stuff is cool.
So that gives you a little extra juice. Then going to the game when that stuff's
Oh yeah, it's gonna fire me up, man. You know, just to see all the true fans, you know, at Buffalo, you know, just doing what they do. I mean, it's going to excite me whether we played here, Buffalo, no matter where. This is short conference.